set by Andy Ruiz, and he walks to the ring with confidence. Joshua said there is zero chance this fight goes the distance. It might go one round.
We're two of the biggest boxers.
Making his way to the ring, here is Jake Paul!
Takeshi 6'9", helping the notorious Jake Paul into the ring. And with the main event introductions, here once again is my main man, Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. 8 3-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Brought to you and promoted by Nakisa Madarian and Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions in association with Matchroom Boxing, and brought to you live worldwide on Netflix. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside: David Sutherland, Michael Tate, and Steve Weisfeld, and our timekeeper, Rick Villazon. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Christopher Young. So, the MVP stage is set. The time is now for the fighters, for the fans. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the camouflage trunks, he stands 6 feet 6 inches tall. He weighed in at 243.4 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring with a professional record of 28 victories versus 4 defeats, with 25 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Watford, London, England. Introducing the Olympic gold medalist and the 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. To some, he is known by his full name, Anthony Oluwafemi Olaseni Joshua. But around the world, he is known by just 2 letters. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Anthony Joshua! And now his opponent, standing across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with yellow trim. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 216.6 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring with a professional record of 12 victories versus just 1 defeat, with 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Dorado, Puerto Rico, by way of Cleveland, Ohio, USA. Introducing the icon, the time, the one you all came here to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the creator, the record breaker, the MVP, El Gallo de Dorado.
Let's go. All right, Jimmy, listen. This good right here, this good right here. Jimmy, you know what time it is. You do that fight hard, fight clean, touch him up.
Jake Paul says he's about to author the biggest upset in the history of sports. Anthony Joshua looking to land the money shot and cash in on the realest of reality checks. It's Judgment Day in Miami. The gloves don't recognize followers, they recognize force. One man chasing legitimacy, the other guarding legacy. Round one, and Jake Paul already on the move. 22 by 22-foot ring. David, who does that benefit?
It benefits Jake. He really needs to stay on his toes, avoid Anthony Joshua's jab. There it is. He doesn't want to be eating those because that's the equivalent of a right hand from a cruiserweight.
Yeah, both rely heavily on their jabs, but Jake Paul, for the first time in his boxing career, had a physical disadvantage in that 5-inch reach advantage for Anthony Joshua, just stalking Jake Paul. Paul bouncing up and down, comes forward with the jab. Crowd getting restless, but this is exactly what I think we all expected out of Jake Paul, and for Anthony Joshua as well, Christina. Staying focused, staying calm and cool.
Absolutely. 15 months out of the ring for Anthony Joshua. He's going to get, some time here to work a little bit as Jake Paul continues to circle around the outside of the ring. What he shouldn't do is circle to Anthony Joshua's right hand. He needs to continue to move to Jake Paul's right so he can try to land a right hand like that of his own.
The biggest shot of the fight so far has come from Jake. AJ's missing. He felt a bit embarrassed by taking that big overhand right from Jake. And it shows as he threw a punch out of range.
Both of them known for their devastating right hands, but for Anthony Joshua, full-blown heavyweight his whole career. First time he had to make weight, came in under the 245 weight limit. And Jake Paul already resorting to tactics to get Anthony Joshua off his game.
And I'm good with that double jab that Jake Paul just landed to the body of Anthony Joshua. Get yourself in some sort of a rhythm. Obviously moving around a lot on his feet, but he needs to start getting loose with those punches, and I'm good with him starting off with that jab.
So far, he looks very comfortable in there. He doesn't look like he's rattled. Shot that's landed has been from Jake so far.
That's the only shot. One punch has landed in this first round.
If that's the only shot that lands in his first round, you've got to give it to Jake.
A big moral victory, and there it is, a double jab. Jake able to get inside and then get away, but Anthony Joshua just picking his moments here. There's that right hand, and that right hand is an eraser.
Yeah,
and his right uppercut is devastating.
Anthony looks a little frustrated here. Look at it reeling.
Right hand by Joshua. And Jake Paul has his hands down. He is playing with fire.
It's a dangerous strategy. But he's looking at counter with a big overhand right.
Victory for Jake Paul, 2 of 10. Joshua, 2 of 11. And it's now round 2, and Joshua has to be disappointed. He told us it would be a huge disappointment if he didn't score the first round knockout. But again, David, knockouts are hard to come by no matter what.
When you're trying for the knockout, it's very difficult. And Anthony Joshua looks like right now he's trying. And when you try, you slow down. It's a good game plan so far from Jake. He landed a good right hand to the body.
Whoa! Misses with that sweeping
But you have to think there's a little bit of a clock in Anthony Joshua's mind.
Fans will become more and more frustrated, especially those who thought Joshua would put away Jake Paul in a hurry.
Smirk on Jake's face. He's toying
Man,
with
he's
him.
playing with fire.
He really is.
Hands are down. But Joshua unable to cut off the ring now following Paul.
And a bit of a clash of heads there as Jake Paul looks to close the distance and hold Anthony Joshua.
Final minute of the second.
Anthony Joshua isn't an inside fighter in regards to grappling and pushing, whereas Jake got a wrestling background, so he'll be a lot more comfortable in those clinches.
All along the ropes where he doesn't want to stay too long against a murderous puncher like Anthony Joshua.
Jake's doing a great job of avoiding those big killer right hands. Anthony Joshua isn't setting anything up. He's loading up with the shots, playing into Jake's game plan.
Fans already frustrated again. None of us expected this fight to go long, despite the fact that most of us thought Jake Paul would utilize the ring and move, and Anthony Joshua unable to land anything of consequence yet, as we are now through 2 rounds. And our center of the ring, sponsor Intuit TurboTax.
Well, the only punches coming in that last round were from Anthony Joshua, but a big swing and a miss there. And then a reaction from Jake Paul, who right now doesn't seem like he's looking to win. He just seems like he's looking to survive and have a little bit of fun in there while he's doing it. He's passed 2 rounds, more than a lot of people think he'd make it, but the name of the game is throwing punches. He's got to throw punches.
Low connects. And here we are, round 3. And David, you're a former cruiserweight and heavyweight champion. You represented the sport well. There are many people that didn't think this fight should even be sanctioned. They feel that it's a black night of boxing of sorts, the purists especially. And for the clock continues to tick. The longer this goes, does it become embarrassing for Anthony Joshua?
Anthony Joshua, if you would have said he wouldn't have been able to get to grips with him in the first 2 rounds, he said in an interview earlier, a couple of days ago, that if he doesn't knock him out in the first round, he will consider it a loss. Great, though, this is the type of fight that he hasn't had before, where he has to get a knockout, and he's trying a little too hard. I was worried for Anthony Joshua coming into this fight. It's a hell of a different type of pressure to put yourself. It's not about winning. People assume he's going to win. It's how he wins and how easy he wins. At the moment, he's throwing punches, but he's missing. He's not looking as slick as he would like to.
They're not exactly throwing punches. It's incredible. In that last round, Jake Paul was 1 of 6. Joshua just 4 of 26. So not at all what fans expected. Right uppercut there by Paul.
And a little look on the face of Anthony Joshua, almost in our direction. He's getting a little frustrated. Every time he gets close, you can tell the Jake Paul game plan is to grab him, hold, and clinch. Move the action back into the inside.
Exactly.
Oh,
Big jab.
Paul jabbed
Big
Joshua,
jab.
and we welcome those of you watching the football game.
This is the fight Anthony Joshua didn't want to be in.
Minute 20 left here in the third. And it's not, Jake Paul's doing next to nothing, guys.
He's not getting knocked out. That's what he's doing at the moment. The whole game plan should be, do not get knocked out first.
It's amazing how the sport of boxing, all combat sports, the hype, and yet you get the results and you keep coming back. And now Joshua stalking, missing with the right hand. I'm amazed at how much Anthony Joshua's missed.
He's frustrated. Usually he has someone coming at him. This time he's got to really pick his feet up. He's got to readjust. And Jake Paul has practiced this. He's had big, strong sparring partners coming at him just like AJ is.
Yes,
and apparently,
Lawrence, Oakley,
they all said he's very, very difficult to trap.
Jared Anderson,
Frank Sanchez.
So legitimate heavyweight sparring partners.
And remember, Jake said he believes he's going to get the knockout in round 4 or 5.
Yeah, between rounds 4 and 6, he said, but
he hasn't tried so far.
it has been Lackadaisical, to say the least. There is absolutely next to no offense going on in this fight. And I know boxing fans find it offensive. Well, there's a WWE superstar and the older brother of Jake Paul, Logan Paul. Of course, Monday Night Raw airs right here on Netflix.
One of only 4 jabs connected by Jake Paul, which to me is a good punch for him if he could start to get that going a little bit. But here's the look I was talking about earlier, where AJ was getting frustrated in that clinch when it looked like Jake Paul was going for the takedown.
He didn't want to get hit with that jab.
Round number 4, the numbers are putrid, to say the least. Paul 3 of 5 in round 3. Joshua 7 of 25. There's a jab from Joshua that pops Paul's head back. Paul looking to land the overhand right. He's against the ropes, and Joshua just leaning in on him. Paul coming in at just under 217. 11 pounds lighter than he was against Mike Tyson in his only other heavyweight fight. That took place last November.
Seems like he's looking for a few more.
There's a right hand, left hand that lands for Jake Paul. The jab lands again for Paul.
Looking
What
for a
is
few
life
more
in
openings.
2025?
And a few more takedowns. Mauro, is that why he's wearing the Hulk Hogan? That's like the 3rd time he's looking for a
being
takedown.
warned here by the referee, as he should. Christopher Young. Yeah, different sport. No ground and pound allowed here in boxing, and those who expected Paul to get pounded already are disappointed. And frankly, here we are, round 4, and again, guys, just not much of anything going on, David.
There's a few good shots from Jake Paul that round.
I mean, 4 of 7, Joshua 1 of 7.
This is exactly what Jake Paul wanted, this exact fight. It's exactly what he prepared for.
And there he ducks underneath the sweeping right hand of Joshua. Again, Paul on the ropes, and Paul just can't find his footing.
But that kind of stuff, correct me if I'm wrong, David, it takes a lot out of you when you're doing all that extracurricular and then you hit the mat like that.
It does when you're getting pushed down by a much bigger man.
And both have had stamina issues in their careers the longer the fight goes. This one only scheduled for 8. Joshua not really delivering anything with malevolence. There's a right uppercut. Under a minute left in the 4th.
I like that.
Oh, and Paul tried, but come on. Enough is enough. Yes, the referee finally calling a time, and that could be a point deduction.
Anthony Joshua straighted, putting all of his weight.
I got it. Take your time. Take your time. I got it. I got it. Sit down.
Oh, and it looks like Joshua trying to jingle the bells or maybe put the Nutcracker in Nutcracker Suite. It is the holiday season after all, but Jake Paul now taking the low blow.
When are we ready?
Has up to 5 minutes. And he's just asking for how much time does he have left.
There you go.
Well, we know he's got spalting size cojones for taking the fight, and it was tested here. Anthony Joshua, and I don't see a low blow at all there, so I don't know what we're talking about here. Unless the knee landed.
The knee. The knee.
Man, oh man, this is just bowling shoe ugly.
Time in.
30 seconds left in the first half of this fight. Didn't expect to say that either.
Left hook from Jake Paul there.
Yeah,
left hook.
he's landing punches. What is this? I mean, they blame Joshua, but it's what? The referee, it's Jake Paul that's doing this. Come on.
I mean, all it's doing is buying Jake Paul more time. I don't like it at all.
I don't get this.
Listen. Both y'all come here. Both y'all come here. Both y'all come here. Listen. Rough tactics gotta stop, okay? The fans didn't pay to see this crap, okay?
Amen.
You're gonna fight, but fight within the rules, okay? Touch him up, fight clean.
Christopher Young with the quote of the night. The fans did not pay to see this crap.
You gotta be stronger than that, champ. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be stronger than that. Say, breathe. You gotta be strong. If you control your breathing, you can control everything. Control your breathing, you can control every motherfucking thing. Just calm down. The motherfucker show you everything, Jake. He keeps slow for you. He can't hit you with shit unless you giving it to him. Unless you giving it to him. Don't give him shit. All right. Don't give him another look, whoa. And look, right? The footwork drills. It's in the drills in the...
Who always said knockout sell. And fans were sold on expecting a knockout in this main event. We have reached round number 5.
It's a breathe.
And right, he's against the ropes, and Joshua just leaning in on him.
Seems like he's looking for a few more.
There's a right hand, left hand that lands for Jake Paul. The jab lands again for Paul.
Looking
What
for a
is
few
life
more
in
openings.
2025?
And a few more takedowns. Mauro, is that why he's wearing the Hulk Hogan? That's like the third time he's looking for a
being
takedown.
warned here by the referee, as he should. Christopher Young. Yeah, different sport. No ground and pound allowed here in boxing, and those who expected Paul to get pounded already are disappointed. And frankly, here we are, round 4, and again, guys, just not much of anything going on, David.
There's a few good shots from Jake Paul that round.
I mean, 4 of 7, Joshua 1 of 7.
This is exactly what Jake Paul wanted, this exact fight. It's exactly what he prepared for.
And there he ducks underneath the sweeping right hand of Joshua. Again, Paul on the ropes, and Paul just can't find his footing.
But that kind of stuff, correct me if I'm wrong, David, it takes a lot out of you when you're doing all that extracurricular and then you hit the mat like that.
It does when you're getting pushed down by a much bigger man.
And both have had stamina issues in their careers the longer the fight goes. This one only scheduled for 8. Joshua not really delivering anything with malevolence. There's a right uppercut. Under a minute left in the 4th.
I like that.
Oh, and Paul tried, but come on. Enough is enough. Yes, the referee finally calling a time, and that could be a point deduction.
Anthony Joshua straighted, putting all of his weight.
I got it, take your time, I got it, sit down.
Oh, and it looks like Joshua tried to jingle the bells or maybe put the Nutcracker in Nutcracker Suite. It is the holiday season after all, but Jake Paul now taking the low blow. Has up to 5 minutes. And he's just asking for how much time does he have left. Well, we know he's got spalting size cojones for taking the fight, and it was tested here. Anthony Joshua, and I don't see a low blow at all there, so I don't know what we're talking about here. Unless the knee landed.
The knee.
Man, oh man, this is just bowling shoe ugly.
Time in.
30 seconds left in the first half of this fight. Didn't expect to say that either.
Left hook from Jake Paul there.
Yeah,
left hook.
He's landing punches. What is this? I mean, they blame Joshua, but it's what? The referee, it's Jake Paul that's doing this. Come on.
I mean, all he's doing is buying Jake Paul more time. I don't like it at all.
I don't get this.
Listen. Both y'all come here. Listen. Rough tactics gotta stop, okay? The fans didn't pay to see this crap, okay?
Amen.
You're gonna fight, but fight within the rules, okay? Touch him up, fight clean.
Christopher Young with the quote of the night. The fans did not see this crap.
You gotta be stronger than that, champ. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be stronger than that. Said, breathe. You gotta be strong. If you control your breathing, you can control everything. Control your breathing, you can control every motherfucking thing. Just calm down. The motherfucker showing you everything, Jake. He too slow for you. He can't hit you with shit unless you giving it to him. Unless you giving it to him. Don't give him shit. All right. Don't give him nothing. Look, whoa. And look, right? The footwork drills. It's in the drills in the...
Who always said knockout sell. And fans were sold on expecting a knockout in this main event. We have reached round number 5.
Most people didn't think we'd get to this point, the second half of this fight, but a lot of it has been fought on the mat just as much almost has been fought on these men's feet. But look at the way that it has to go for Jake on that jab, just like that. Back to the basics.
It really is.
Oh, the uppercut, and he took it. Jake Paul took it. And yet he takes the knee again. And this is not Joshua. That's Jake Paul's fault. Right hand left by Joshua. He's got Jake Paul cornered. Paul's hands are down. Paul unwinds and catapult right hand to the left by Paul. Paul looking to make it a fight now. Final 2 minutes of the 5th. And the action finally coming to life.
Down to the body with the right hand for Anthony Joshua. There's a big left now.
Text messages are lighting up. Everyone wondering what the hell is happening. And Joshua continues to chop down Paul. And that's ruled a knockdown.
It looked like there was something wrong with his leg.
Jake Paul's been knocked down here in the 5th. Is he about to be knocked out? Joshua, the Predator, counter right. There's the right hand. Jake Paul goes down again. Second knockdown. 45 seconds left in the 5th. Will Jake Paul survive the round? No 3 knockdown rule in effect. And Paul, fatigued, hands are low. Joshua on the, just stalking him. Oh, the right hand left. Paul uncorks a catapult right.
Looks like Jake Paul is trying to bait him into something, but he's the one that's hit the canvas twice in this round. Incredible.
Jake Paul being measured up by Joshua for that right hand. Gets clipped again, another right, another left, and the bell goes to end the 5th. A tremendous round for Anthony Joshua.
Let's take a look at the first knockdown here. That body shot lands from AJ with the left hand. Jake Paul walks it off, tries to land a right of his own, but the left hooks kept coming. It looked like a misstep there, and you saw the grimace on Jake Paul as he stepped back with that right leg, something to keep an eye on if this fight continues to inch forward. And inching forward closer and closer is Anthony Joshua to closing the distance. You can tell Jake Paul is not taking those punches very well, but that punch right there from Jake Paul was the cleanest shot he's landed tonight, and it's because Anthony Joshua's getting comfortable in there.
It didn't even bother Joshua.
Not one bit.
Jake Paul, a cruiserweight, fighting his second fight at heavyweight against a bona fide knockout artist in Anthony Joshua. taking his 26th knockout as a pro, but Jake Paul coming forward, he's off balance, he's tired, he's breathing heavily, and he's cornered again by Joshua. Down Paul goes again, following the right hand, the third knockdown of the fight.
7, 8. You want to go, baby? You want to continue? Hey, you want to protect yourself, okay?
Paul wants to continue, but it's all Anthony Joshua. 3 knockdowns. And Paul needs to get off the ropes, David.
He does. That's not the place for him.
Man, he's tired,
He needs to keep moving them feet like he was in the early rounds, but it's hard to do that.
Right uppercut. It's amazing that Paul is still standing, taking the right uppercut. He knows he's been hurt. His hands are down. It's just incredible.
And even if he does land his best shot at the moment, not that much is going to happen.
And it almost, oh, there's a left hook. Oh, the right hand! Down goes Paul!
6, 7, 8, 9.
Mamma mia! It may have taken a little bit longer than everyone expected. AJ gets the KO in round 6. And yet, Jake Paul back on his feet, being consoled by his brother Logan Paul. And you know what? I guess the best thing that can be said for Jake Paul is that he wasn't seriously hurt.
He wasn't, and he was actually competitive in there.
Free money.
You know, he was through his own punches, landed a few shots. But obviously, that is the difference between a world-class professional former world champion.
So at the end of the day, despite it taking a little bit longer, what everyone expected came true. Sometimes that happens in life.
The cream does rise to the top. He was frustrating for Anthony Joshua there throughout those early rounds. He had a good game plan in terms of using lateral movement, ducking and diving and slipping. But with those 10-ounce gloves on, what can be done in sparring with 16, 18-ounce gloves is very difficult to do in the professional ring with those little gloves, as Anthony Joshua is a very, very heavy hitter. And those body shots that he landed obviously paid their toll.
You could tell he was starting to get more in a rhythm. Was AJ in round 5 and round 6. He shook off the rust, and once Jake Paul decided that he was going to stand there and throw some punches, that was kind of the beginning of the end for me.
Exactly. One of the biggest paydays of Anthony Joshua's career, and in the end, he did give him the realest of reality checks, knocking him down a total of 4 times after being knocked down 4 times in a knockout loss to Daniel Dubois the last time he was in the ring. But again, can't sell the knockout that much because, again, expected. And at the end of the day, what have we proven here?
We haven't proven anything, to be honest. What we've proven is, you know, Jake Paul could manage to get to round 5 or round 6 with Anthony Joshua. Who would have thought he'd have been able to do that?
Was Joshua playing with his food?
No, Anthony Joshua was going for the knockout from the first round. He got frustrated. He was actually playing into Jake Paul's game plan. But sooner or later, you know, the gap closes and those punches that are just whistling over your head start connecting. And you can only move your feet that much.
And here was the beginning of the end when Jake Paul decided to finally open up and throw some more punches. The class, like you said, David Hayes, started to rise to the top. It was an attempt at a takedown, but Anthony Joshua kind of set up the knockdown perfectly with what? The jab. Yep. The most basic punch in all of boxing. Misses on the left uppercut, shoots the right, and you get a little reaction there out of Jake Paul, but when he gets caught with his hands down and his chin served on a platter for that right hand right there. And look at Jake Paul's face. He knew it right away. He said, woo! I know that's Ric Flair, and he came out, not to Ric Flair, he came out to Hulk Hogan, but he's up on his feet like Mauro. You said he took his hardest punch. He did get back up. It just wasn't before the count.
And it was game over for Jake Paul.
That right hand that he took right at the end, that was a shot everyone was saying If he gets hit with, he goes down, and that's exactly what happened.
We will make it official. Judgment Day is over here in Miami. We'll hear from Big Mo right after this.